Hello everyone, my name is Cryptic D Athena, and this is a discussion video about possibly Blackbeard's third Devil Fruit, which has been a running theory in the One Piece community since we got the release of Black the Blackbeard Pirates Jolly Roger. So I'm going to be looking at my notes and discussing some of my potential theories on what that possible devil fruit could be if the theory about the Jolly Roger of the three skull heads, it kind of looks like this. This is a very poor representation, but it has like uh the 10 thingies on it, and it looks, the skulls. People have been theorizing that that means um Blackbeard will get three devil fruits because three skulls, three devil fruits. He already has two, both of which fill two categories of Logia and the Paramecia types. So it would stand to reason that a third devil fruit that he's going after would be uh, zone fruits. So as I'm looking for my notes here, let's really quickly start off with um, some more information. Not more information. I'm trying to think of as I'm searching for my notes, I'm trying to find or trying to remember what I had written, but I can't seem to figure that out. Okay, so here we are. All right, one of the oldest theories, yada yada yada. Um, oh, so really quickly, why? Okay, well I guess I shouldn't have deleted that. Why the three? Why three devil fruits? Uh, make sense. DP? No. Devil fruits make sense. So, if you know anything about most media of any kind and, world religions, there are typically three strong pillars of something, whether that be characters or three specific classes of a thing, or, for instance, in Christianity, there is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which, you know, three important things a part of that religion. And then there's stuff in like Greek mythology and Norse mythology where you have three uh, fates, three deities that can predict fate. And I think that could be a whole video on its own. Like maybe I don't want to get too tinfoil hat here because I'm trying to make this a quick intro before I get started on the actual drawing. And I'm just going to sort of go off the cuff here, but the three fates are just like, predictors of fate. And I'm sure in like the movie Hercules and Disney Hercules, you have you have the three witches that cut the thread and they have like one eyeball. I'm trying to remember what Blackbeard looks like because I'm just sort of going off the cuff here with this particular drawing because I just want to make it really quick. It is like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Uh, I might just do a sketch for this video, and that'll be fine. Because I just want to get a point across. So, yeah, you have the three fates in Greek mythology and Norse mythology. Um, and then you have in One Piece, obviously the three devil fruits. Then you have the three factions in One Piece: the world government, the pirates, and the revolutionaries. So there's already like that. There's that as a theme of triads in One Piece. And then, of course, there's also the fan coined, at least I think it's fan coined, Monster Trio. So that will be Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy. And that is a really, like, there's already plenty of reason to believe that maybe Blackbeard will have a third Devil Fruit. Exactly what that third Devil Fruit would be, we don't know. And you can believe or not believe that the theory is true. Um, I think it's possible that it's true. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Um, there's no reason. there's like there's no reason that it wouldn't, or there's no reason why it couldn't be a possibility, and there's no reason why it should be a possibility. It's just fan observation, for the most part. So it's not really it's not really debunked or has reasons to be believed to not be real. So, with that in mind, what are some likely candidates for uh, the third Devil Fruit of Blackbeard? And if we assume that he will get a Zone Devil Fruit to complete the trinity of Devil Fruit types? Well, obviously, since we're in the story of, well, that's not right. If we're since we're in the story of Wano, it stands to reason that he might be after Kaido's Devil Fruit. But, Kaido's power. Excuse me. Apologies if I slur my words or stutter. I have. I tend to do that when I'm focusing on one thing or too many things at a time. This is a really weird Blackbeard. Okay, anyways, Kaido's Devil Fruit is obviously very powerful and would stand to reason to be the supposed third Blackbeard Devil Fruit. Um, but it is possible that he could be after something else. What that something else could be, it could be any number of things. I think the most popular other idea is probably uh, uh, what Marco's Devil Fruit, which would make sense because if you don't already know, Devil Fruits or excuse me, Blackbeard's Logia Devil Fruit, the Darkness Fruit, actually doesn't protect him as well as other Logias because it absorbs damage that he takes. So that means that he he has to like actively move the darkness on his body to protect him. Like it doesn't just automatically protect him. He has to actively move the darkness on him so he can protect himself. So everyone's theorized that, he might be after like a healing zone type fruit or like a type of fruit that will give him healing, or he'll give one of his crewmates some sort of ability that will heal him. And that. And it's just the whole 9 yards of a healing devil fruit of some kind. And that obviously makes very good sense. And I would believe that he might be after such a devil fruit. But maybe we're just all wrong, and he may just want like another powerful devil fruit and just go for like a I don't know, like a ancient zone or a mythical zone, like a different ancient zone or mythical zone entirely. And there's obviously plenty of those on or in Wano right now. So I guess I should have been doing the strokes from this way. So obviously he might be after pretty much any ancient zone. Um, Obviously he won't go after smiles because those are fake and not as powerful. And the chance that you will get one is pretty unlikely. But you know, he may or may not be after that. Be after such a devil fruit. I'm trying to convey some sort of like him using the darkness fruit and the quake fruit at the same time. I think I'm just gonna I think I'm just gonna do a sketch because I'm pretty tired. Um, yeah. So quite possibly he'll be after any sort of devil fruit in Wano right now. Um, and there's plenty of powerful ones. Probably most likely would go after the flying sixes or the disasters, and obviously those would be like the most powerful devil fruits. But of course, with zones in particular, this I'm gonna make a whole video about zones, but with any devil fruit in particular, you want to, it depends on like the user. The strength comes from the user. But with the zones in particular, more so with zones, I would say. And, you know, obviously there's going to be objectively strong mythical and ancient zones. But for the most part, when it comes down to it, for the getting down and dirty, it depends on the user. But he could quite possibly going after any of the flying sixes or the disasters devil fruit. And that's just always something you have to keep in mind. Why he would go after them? I don't know. It's just a possibility. Very likely he won't go after them, but I wouldn't rule them out, in my opinion. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. But aside from those, obviously, most likely candidate is Kaido's Devil Fruit. Um, I will say also likely that he'll go after Marco's Devil Fruit, but in my opinion, why would you go after the fruit of someone of the captain you already killed and have the power of, which is Whitebeard? So like, why would you go after? Is Marco his first mate or his most trusted crew member? I don't remember exactly. But why would you go after that devil fruit when you already have uh, what most people assume to be the most powerful devil fruit? That being the Quake fruit. So that's just my little thing on Marco's Devil Fruit. I think it's still very likely that he could be after Marco's Devil Fruit, but I just wanted to put it out there that I think it might not be. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Marco's Devil Fruit. And then obviously for Kaido, you know, theoretically the most powerful zone fruit. But here's where my theory comes in. I think it might be interesting if he was actually after Yamato's Devil Fruit. We know nothing about it, and it could potentially have a power that Blackbeard would want, potentially healing, whatever that form of healing could be. Marco's Devil Fruit is obviously one of the best healing fruits out there, potentially the best, um, probably the best. You know, I would not be surprised if it was the best Devil Fruit, but it could be the Yamato's Devil Fruit could possibly or excuse me, could possibly have better healing than Marco's Devil Fruit, and it would be interesting if that were the case. Now, what exactly could this Devil Fruit be? Well, I've already made a video on what I think it is. I think it's the Kirin, like most other um, One Piece YouTubers. Uh, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Um, and I don't know how I would feel if it wasn't. So as you can see here, this is kind of like what I'm going for. Like he has the Kirin devil fruit, and that's the theme of this picture. I would make this a full picture, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it right now. But this is like really really weird. Trying to get some beard action going on. You think he would still have the black beard in Yamato's devil fruit transformation? I don't know. Would he have like hair going up like this? Ooh, maybe he has like if you've ever seen actual pictures of Blackbeard, he has like the flaming beard or the flaming hair on the tips of his hair. It's really cool. Anyways, I think it is possible that Blackbeard could have this devil fruit, whether it be just super powerful or can heal him really well. And whether it turns out to be either of those or neither of them would be uh, interesting. What possible powers could he have with the supposed or theorized Kirin Devil Fruit? Well, there is a lot of different possibilities. Um, in the light research I did with the Kirin, it has the ability to use the elements as a power. Take that with for what you will. I mean, there's any number of powers you can get from the elements, and with One Piece, that would be super strong if you just had access to potentially all the elements, including water, which would be actually super crazy. Whether that means he'll be like a waterbender or like, whatever has yet to be seen, but it's fine. It is a possibility. Now, some other uh, ideas is that he has sky-based abilities or like lightning. I get this idea from most of the depictions I've ever seen of Kirin's in like some famous forms of media such as Monster Hunter or other video games. I think in Neo, I had to look this up because I've never played Neo. But in one of the Neo games, you can get a protection pet that looks like a Kirin, looks like it's on fire, and that is somewhat a part of Kirin lore. It does have flaming parts about it, but it's not like on fire itself. So, yeah, there's that possibility. It could have access to the elements. If you've ever played Monster Hunter, as I said before, the Kirin has lightning powers in that game, and it's very fast. So maybe this is like a really fast Devil Fruit. Blackbeard is obviously a big guy, and big guys in anime tend to move slowly. So maybe this is just a zone Devil Fruit that gives him super speed, which would actually be super powerful for him. He has the Darkness Fruit, and imagine if you had the Darkness Fruit and then the speed of like Kizaru. That would be deadly. That would be absolutely deadly. He can grab you and suck your devil fruit powers out of you just like at a drop of a hat. That would be overpowered. Very, very strong. Um, but my idea with the Kirin fruit is that it may allow the user to walk or fly, or excuse me, walk. Of course, you'll be able to walk, but walk on water or fly in the air, which are two super useful abilities in One Piece. Obviously, a lot of different devil fruits can make you fly. Apparently, the Triceratops fruit can make you fly. I'm not sure what that was about, but we stand Sasaki in this household. That was a cool experience to read in last week's chapter with the Triceratopter. But anyways, the Kirin fruit in lore, it is a so the Kirin is a graceful sort of majestic being that doesn't want to harm the grass that it may step on. So it will essentially just walk it like the what I read was that it walks in between the grass blades or just above them so it doesn't harm them in any way, which is very interesting. It can also just fly without wings, the just over the grass, just to hover over the grass. So that's interesting. Now, obviously, being able to fly again, not the craziest ability in One Piece. Almost every character can by this point, except for like Usopp and Nami and most a lot of the Straw Hat Pirates, but most other characters probably can fly in some way, whether that be by spinning your neck frill around or just air stepping with the Rokushiki techniques. Which, by the way, super interesting that we don't have more people that do the Rokushiki techniques, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, the other thing about Kirins that I mentioned earlier is that they can potentially walk on water. Uh, I say potentially because that's just like in some depictions, but maybe Oda will go with that depiction and they can walk on water. And that would be a super interesting ability. And as you can see, I have my, well, little mock-up of Blackbeard walking on water, or standing on water. He's using the Darkness Fruit and the Quake Fruit. He's causing all sorts of havoc. Let's see here. If I can get like a... Hold up. If I can do like some sort of... Whoops. Some sort of better indicator here. Maybe get some like light blue, because I think that's what color it was in the anime. I don't remember exactly. I think it had like another ring out here. I haven't watched the anime in a long time. But anyways, I think it would be devastating if any character could walk on water. Obviously a super useful ability. You may not be the fastest character, but if you can walk on water, you are essentially uh, really good at traveling. And I think any character would want this. And obviously, when it comes to like Kaido versus Yamato's Devil Fruit, I think most people would want either of them. Obviously, most people would probably want Kaido's over Yamato's, just for the sheer strength. And maybe that's just like a little too obvious. Maybe Oda wants to go a little not obvious, so potentially that could be why we're getting the introduction of Yamato's Devil Fruit right now, because Wano seems to be winding down, and there's like this whole thing with people theorizing that Blackbeard will come into the end of Wano country and steal a devil fruit of some kind. And maybe that just happens to be Yamato's devil fruit and the ability to walk on water. Oh, here's the other thing. Don't you think it's interesting that that Kaido's devil fruit is called the fish fruit, and the model type is uh oh shoot, I forgot what it's called, but the model type is called Azure Dragon. There's a name for that in Japanese, but I forgot the name. But the name for it is Azure Dragon. So, what does that mean? Um, Obviously, that would probably pique some interest in Blackbeard. However, I think it might be interesting if he was the kind of person to be like, because I can see him kind of being like, oh, this fish fruit? Well, I don't want to turn into a fish. But like this Kirin fruit, on the other hand, now this is interesting. Whether or not he knows either of these devil fruits, which I would assume he does, um, has still yet to be seen. But I think it would be interesting if he like tossed, quote unquote, tossed Black Kaido's devil fruit aside, and just sort of like assumed it was bad because he read fish, and it was just like, oh, fish, not exactly the most powerful devil fruit now, is it? I can see him kind of being like that. But I think that's everything I kind of wanted to bring up with this. This was just a little quick discussion on what I had in my head when I sort of thought about this. And like this immediately popped into my head when we first saw Yamato transform. I was like, oh, wait a minute. What if Blackbeard wants this devil fruit? Obviously, we don't know what the devil fruit does, and it could be any number of things for all we know. Oda doesn't have to follow the lore of the Kirin itself. It could be a completely different power. And this is assuming that it is the Kirin devil fruit, It could be, one of my other favorite ideas is that it's the Raiju, which is a pet of the god Raijin, which is the god of the winds. And basically, just think an electric dog. So obviously that would mean he would have Blackbeard would have dog or electric powers. So that could be any number of things. Um, Obviously we don't quite know what it could be. A lot of speculations going around. Most people think it's the Kirin because it looks like a Kirin. And I will hold on to the Kirin theory until further confirmation. So yeah, that's just my idea. Oh shoot. I don't know what exactly it could be. And this was just like a fun little sketch of Blackbeard here with the Kirin fruit. I changed up the colors from last time. If you watched my first video on Yamato's Devil Fruit, I changed up the colors for this one. I just made it the fur golden because I watched a video where it said that the Kirin uh, is sometimes portrayed with golden scales or golden fur. So that's why this is changed up for this video. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this theory. Um, what devil fruits do you think Blackbeard could be going after? Assuming that the three devil fruit theory is true. And obviously, do you agree or disagree with me? And be sure to follow me on Twitter. It is at Cryptic Hell. That is HEL, not HE double L. Give me a second here. I put it down there on my sketch here, but I don't know if you can quite see that. And I also messed up my tag, so I'm just gonna redo it real quick. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at Cryptic Hell. I'll do it again here at CRYPTIC_HEL. That is not a capitalized L, just a lowercase l. Everything's lowercase, then of course that underscore. then you'll be able to see art like this. You'll be able to see my past art pieces of One Piece and some other ideas that I posted up on Twitter. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good day.